of you niggas ain't real, real. Some of you niggas ain't 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 real.
Peace, peace. Peace, peace. Peace, peace. Health. This is our series of healing. That's what this is. So the topic for this episode, episode 5. That's what this is. So the topic for this episode, episode 5. Do you think that there's an influx of men healing versus women, and why? So I give you a little bit on what I think about it. You know, we'll open it up for the people. Y'all can drop it in the chat. You know, you can come on the panel. But that's an interesting question that I got asked. And I think the conversation we about to get into around healing and personal growth for men, right? And discussions about mental health, vulnerability, and breaking down traditional notions of masculinity. I think this shift is partly due to the growing recognition that men too, you know, we face emotional struggles and societal pressures that can impact our well-being, you know. So I think we gotta come up with movements, you know, that encourage men to express their feelings and seek help. I think they're becoming more and more mainstream, you know, challenging the stigma that has been historically surrounded around us men and our health. As far as for the ladies, for y'all, I think the focus of healing often intersects with empowerment and reclaiming spaces where you have been marginalized. I think women healing journeys, I think they frequently have to address issues like gender inequality and trauma and self-worth. So I think, you know, the rise of movements and platforms that's dedicated so women can have voices, I have seen it amplified, you know, amplify these conversations, along with, you know, creating some sense of community, you know, where women can share their experiences and find solidarity amongst each other. Because a lot of women, they don't have that sisterhood the same way a lot of us men, we don't have a brotherhood, so to speak. So I think the reason behind these trends, you know, they multifaceted. Like, society is becoming more open to discussing and going over things like mental health and emotional well-being, which I think can benefit everybody. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, we got platforms like IG, like TikTok, you know, what we own, you know, they done became spaces where people can share their healing journeys, and, you know, we can have these conversations, you know, and make them more visible and accessible to those who may need this information. There is an increase in awareness and education about mental health too, you know, and that's been encouraging people to seek help and support. on her real shit, both men and women are finding new ways to heal and grow. But, you know, the paths that they may take as individuals and the challenges they face, you know, that's where it can be quite distinct. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what's y'all thoughts? You know, drop them in the chat. You can speak as well. You can be my guest if you like, you know, but, I notice more men are, opening up, you know, about, you know, things like, our emotions. We're being more, I'm seeing more expression of emotions. And I think that's a positive shift. I mean, I'm a 80s and 90s kid. So if you can relate to that, you can, you know, and understand how they mentally conditioned a lot of us men to act and not show those, certain emotions that we was told was a sign of weakness, only to learn that it take a strong person just to show those emotions that they say is weak or would make you weak in a sense. So, like I say, I think that's a positive shift in the right direction. And, you know, with that openness, I think it can lead to, you know, things like healthier relationships, better mental health, you know, more supportive, you know, more supportive community overall. You know, I think, I think we need public figures and influencers as well. You know, those who are increasingly and actively, you know, sharing their own emotional struggles. You know, I think that can inspire others to do the same. You know, like I use Tyrese, for example, and the Breakfast Club interview he did. What that was? What, Monday? Yeah, like a few days ago. Yeah, like what, Wednesday? Yeah, so yeah, he just did that Monday. You know, after everybody clowned him for looking like Teddy P at the game, but you know, it was a method to the madness, and a lot of people ain't understand. But I'm a use Tyrese and his interview, his Breakfast Club interview from Monday. You know, he said some real stuff. You know, and it was from a man, and he was trying to get people to understand that us men, we go through stuff, but we get overlooked. You know, we're told things to like, tough that shit out. You'll be all right. Like, nah, like he said, things like a divorce can fuck a man up. Losing a child, that man gonna grieve as well. But the way he explained it, you know, sometimes we get overlooked. Nobody asks if, you know, we doing okay. So like, I liked how he touched on that, and he showed some emotion, not just on you know, on a microphone, but also in front of the camera, to where you feel what he talking about. You know, he was really trying to let it know, like, hey man, we us men, we got feelings. You know, we go through things. You know, we have to. We don't have those outlets like a lot of other people got. You know, us men. So we need support groups and you know, things like online communities. You know, like this one. You know, this a safe place for people to come and talk about their experiences with no judgments, no fault. We here to learn from each other, not blame each other. You know, so I see how society is slowly moving away from the idea that men should always be stoic and unemotional. And you know, I mean, you got to realize that recognizing vulnerability is a strength. It is not a weakness. I'm gonna say it again for my fellas, because I mean, we need this. Recognizing vulnerability is a strength. Don't ever look at that shit as no weakness, my guy. I think it's I think it's real encouraging to, see people going back and taking the initiative and making these changes and actually backtracking to the source or the initial cause so you understand what the effect is, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I say, I like seeing people who they out here breaking these generational curses, you know. They like, man, look, I know my mom and my daddy, they was a certain way, they gave the best they could, but I'm gonna take what worked, and when it don't work, I'm gonna find something else that I can replace that, with something better. But staying back on what we talking about, um, honestly, I don't, man, look, it don't even matter if you single, you in a relationship. I'm finna drop a jewel. You can put a pen and stick it in your hat. You can put it on a fucking sticky note or whatever. But check it don't matter if you single or you're in a relationship. The best care is self-care. The best care is self-care. It's a crucial last component of the healing process. It encompasses physical, mental, emotional, and your spiritual well-being. Yeah. Take care of yourself. You go star player, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got you, ain't nobody else got you. That's just straight up. But even with the self-care, like, you gotta do things like engage in regular exercise, become more active, move around, get out of that slump, get that energy flowing, you done let yourself become stagnant, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You got to wake yourself back up. Sometimes you got to put life back into yourself. You can't wait for somebody to come and resuscitate you. You gotta resuscitate yourself, man. So, yeah, maintain, a balanced diet, get adequate sleep. Don't sit up and be stressing about shit you can't control. Like, fuck that shit. If you can't do nothing about it, why you worrying about it? That shit adding to the problem anyway. So shit, don't worry about it, man. Take your nap, roll your blunt, drink your glass of wine, get some meditation, put on some white noise, put some frequency music on, something. I think things like that can be a foundational, it can be a cornerstone, a foundational aspect of a self-care regimen that can support, overall health and recovery. Cause I mean, we are, speaking on things like pulling ourselves out of a slump, when we go through something, whether it's a breakup, traumatic, or we grieving or whatever, I think, practicing mindfulness along with meditation and most definitely setting boundaries can help reduce stress and anxiety and promote mental clarity and resilience. Cause we don't find out that people got an issue with us until we start setting up boundaries for ourselves. And people don't like that because it done in a sense, it feel like they done got cut off. They can't come and go as they choose. But, anywho, find things that, bring joy into your life and peace and relaxation, find a hobby or spend time with a loved one or shit, take up journaling, something that can, enhance your emotional health. I think this helps in, processing and expressing emotions, constructively. I know, for those like myself, who's into spiritual practices and things of that nature, of the spiritual and the esoteric side, things like prayer, meditation, or my favorite, connecting with nature, provides a sense of purpose and peace. That can be deeply healing, So, but I mean, that's all I got, Y'all want to jump on the panel or drop something in the comments to talk about. If not, that's cool. I'm gonna drop my jewels, and if you want it, there you go. And I'm on to the next thing anyways, So, but I mean, if we ain't got nobody that gonna join, hey, that's cool. Anywho, if there are any topics or questions you like for us to go over, you can email them to knowledge24. That's knowledge, the number 4, knowledge 24 at gmail.com. And, we'll pick them. We'll go over them on live. We'll turn it into a whole episode and break it down, so hopefully you can have a better understanding. And, we probably have some people come along and they can piggyback and break it down even further. You know what I'm saying? You can also find these episodes on our YouTube channel at Knowledge for Knowledge. Once again, knowledge, the number 4, and knowledge. And that's how you'll find us on YouTube. With that being that, I'd like to thank all y'all for joining and for watching. We over here at Knowledge for Knowledge, exchanging information with Knowledge Ali. We like to celebrate the richness and the culture. So we hope this episode has inspired you and empowered you. So remember, knowledge is power, and together we can uplift and transform our communities. Stay connected with us on social media and share your thoughts and stories. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep shining. Peace, peace. Shalom, shalom. Assalamu alaikum. And as always, these niggas ain't real, so keep it 100.
Ain't real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real. Some of you niggas.
Hey, y'all check this. This ain't the end of this show. This just the end for YouTube. I'm going to end this live. We're going to stay on this subject. I'm going to end this live and come back, and we're going to do a live Q&A section for a while. You feel me?
Niggas ain't real.